Good morning everybody, and welcome back to Bertie Bodgett and his shed emporium full of crap. Now, what I think we'll do today is we'll pull the cover off that Lifan, because I'd like to do a little will it run video. I know there's hundreds of will it run videos out there, but I want to know if it will run, so I'm going to do a video. Just like to say congratulations to Her Majesty the Queen on her Jubilee celebrations, if she happens to want to subscribe to my channel. Congratulations, Madge. As you can see, I've got my bunting up. So yeah, I read you've got to put bunting up, so I've got my bunting up there, so we're all fit to go. So yeah, the old V-Strom 250, I took it to Skeggy the other day, 140 odd mile round trip, Skegness, for those who don't know what Skeggy is. Yeah, she did admirably, so very pleased. A little bit sore ass after 100 or so miles, but yeah, that's probably my age and would happen with any bike. So yeah, that's where we are. Let me get myself set up, get the cover off that bike, and we'll make a start. Cheers. Right, cover's off. And do you know what? I think on my video, my first intro video, when I showed you this bike, I commented that it was a bag of shit. And do you know what, now I'm looking around it, I don't think I was being fair. I think I was being too kind. It is a complete and utter basket case piece of shit. What was I thinking of when I bought it? Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Right, let's have a go. If I can get it to run, that'll be something, I suppose. No keys. Jiggle this off the other day. There we go. So, looking in here, I think we should have noticed this before, didn't we? There's a vacuum pipe off. I'm assuming it goes to there. Can't see anywhere else it can go. Two nuts missing. Someone's definitely been here before. That's not standard. Two nuts missing there. There's a screw missing there, so we'll try and find one of them. Don't even, you know, someone could have opened that carb up and ripped all the guts out of it for all I know. Ignition, like I said, I haven't got any keys, so I'm going to try and get that front panel off there. See if we can get to the back of the ignition. Let me do all of that off camera, and then we'll come back and see where we are, see if there's any hope of firing this beast up. Right, I'm part way through trying to get at this ignition. As you can see, I've replaced that screw just there, and we've got a couple of nuts on there so the car's held properly. Now look here, look, this sort of thing irritates me. That's the bolt that holds the front panel on, and then this side, they've just wedged in a 10mm bolt by whatever method. I know I'm probably being a bit pedantic, but I mean, how difficult would it have been to do that properly? You know, it's the wrong bolt, they've cracked it. You know, this is the stuff I come across all the time when I buy these bikes, and yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of understand it. It's young lads in it, and they're on a budget, but I don't know. Anyway, so I'm whinging. Let me try and continue getting this off. I just want to get at the ignition to see if I can cross it out and start it. I will buy a new ignition, but I'm not gonna buy one if it don't work, obviously. Change that for a 10mm, because that's what they've bodged in there. It's not even tight. It's not even holding it. Oh, look, that's so annoying. Right, that's what it should have had. That is what they've bodged in. So when we put that back together, we'll try and do a proper job. In Cornwall or some far-flung place. Right. I really don't want to take this apart any more than I absolutely have to. I just need to get at that ignition. And they've not made it easy, which quite rightly they shouldn't make it easy to get an ignition. But there we go. What's holding that on? A couple under there possibly. Oh, I'm too old for this shit. Yeah, there should be two under there, but they're not there. They're gone. Oh dear. Right. What else? Oh, there we go. I don't know if I just broke something there or... Let's unplug that. Right. Ignition. We found it. I know there's various schools of thought about showing this shit. I mean, look at that. That's been bodged anyway. Where the fuck? Yeah, like I was saying, there's various theories as to whether you should show bypassing the ignition or not, and I kind of understand that you shouldn't, and I'm not going to show it either. But that's not how. That's not because I've got some sort of hang up about someone might watch my video and learn how to hotwire a bike. It's because I'm going to be crossing wires out, and it's going to be pretty boring. But yeah, let me see if I can get some sort of ignition rigged up on that. I've got no idea what, but we'll figure something out. Okay guys, back soon. Right, I've crossed the wire in there. I'm not going to zoom in and do a close-up. Not because I think someone will use this video to steal a bike, but more to do with the fact that I shall probably encounter the wrath of some of you guys in the comments. But anyway, we do have it turning over. Do we have a spark? I suppose it will start. You can't be that lucky. guys can hear me, but I'm holding the brake if it's going to take off. I've got no center stand, you see. Well, that was embarrassing. I genuinely didn't expect that to start. Given my run of no spark situations with all these other bikes I've had, I crossed the wire out, got the starter turning, and I was thinking of let's check it for spark, but then we thought let's just try it anyway. As you can hear, it did start. That caused me a couple of problems. One, I couldn't stop it. Even when I pulled that link wire out, I couldn't stop it. Second problem, it was revving high, so it was trying to go, so I was holding the brake on and fighting it because it wanted to shoot off. And having no centre stand, that was causing me a bit of a problem. Now, as you can see, what I did, I don't know how much of this went on video, to be honest with you, because I was just fighting the damn thing. I've backed it on there and wedged it against the shed while I ran inside, got myself a rag, reached down there in the hope of not getting shocked, and yanked the spark plug off. But yeah, it sounds very, very tappety. I think I'll do the valve adjustments. But it ran. I mean, good grief. Given the state of it, that really surprised me. I am now going to go on eBay and see how much a replacement ignition is. I'm not sure why that wouldn't stop. See, it won't turn over now, even if you pull the brake in. You know, I've tried it. It won't turn over until I put that link wire in. When I put the link wire in, it will turn over and start, but then it won't stop. Even when I yank the link wire out, it still is going. The wiring around the ignition plug, it's just been butchered to death. I mean, there's broken wires. Oh, it's a mess. So yeah, anyway, will it run? Well, absolutely, yes, it'll run. Won't stop, but it'll run. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'll just kick it down the road as it is. Might go a bit further. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions though. Cheers guys, we'll catch you in a bit. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but yeah, I think I'll go and have a quick look on eBay and then we'll decide which way we're going with it. Right, we're going for a start up again. I've crossed that wire off. This time hopefully a little bit more organised because I've got the back end jacked up. So we'll try and fire it up again, and this time we'll try and get that racing engine down. I don't know if it's the choke stuck on, but I did have it on quite a while. It didn't seem to come off. But yeah, let's go for it and see if we can get that idle right down. And I've not checked the oil again. I'm terrible for that. I should, I know, but I haven't. Oh. It's not going to work this time. So, oh, hang on. Should I put plug on? Although that shouldn't have stopped it turning over, in all fairness. I wonder if I've blown a fuse or something. testing. Oh, hang on, start. The wiring's well dodgy. I've got a horn. I've got a starter, which I did have before. What have we done differently? Indicators work. Turn the idle right down, but the back wheel's still spinning, and I can't stop it. So I think the push is probably stuck on it. So that's another one, another item to add to the list of the many things that are wrong with this bike. But anyway, that's all I'm going to do for this one today. It was a will it run video. It will run. It won't stop, but it will run. I wonder if I can cross out wires to make it stop. Let me just try that. Good. Okay, so 2 of them wires I know how to cross out to start it. 2 of them I know how to cross out to stop it. So, yeah, she's a mess. I'd love to save it, but I really don't know if it's worth saving. To a certain extent, I don't mind spending money on it to save it, even if that means I make nothing or even take a small loss. It's just something I like doing. So yeah, I'm going to have a good old think about it. Problem's going to be something I've already just experienced is parts availability. I've just had a look online for the price of a new ignition switch, and absolutely nobody anywhere that I can see has got one at any price. So for the time being, I might just try and bust that one out, so at least I can turn it on and off by the ignition switch. But it's quite an unusual one. It's also got another cable going off here. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. Maybe it's an auto steering lock, or I've seen a fuel cap release on the ignition before. I don't know if it's that, but no, I'm going for auto steering lock. Until I follow that cable down and see where it goes, I just don't know what that one's for. But it's part of the ignition switch, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. Just trying to sort of, you know, scab on a generic one, which wouldn't be difficult. It's a simple 4-wire ignition, but that cable might cause a problem. Anyway, I'm babbling. That was me quick will it start video. Thanks guys, catch you all later, cheers. Hi guys, welcome to Bertie Bodgett's living room. Now, despite my pseudonym being Bertie Bodget, I don't actually like bodging. I prefer to do the job properly. Now there's the ignition off that Lifan LF125 scooter. Nothing wrong with it apart from I've got no keys. Can't get the keys. Can't find a replacement ignition. So there's something I've got to do. Now I'm going to get in trouble off people here saying I'm going to encourage stealing, but hey ho. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Firstly, if any of you guys know where I can get one of these, and the cable on it incidentally was for seat release, so presumably you turn the ignition all the way back or all the way forward or something to pop the seat open. I mean, I can find another way of getting the seat release somewhere else, probably a switch on the back or something, but if any of you guys know where I can get one of these, let me know. Failing that, is there anybody that can remove the tumbler and replace it and give me a new set of keys for it, possibly? I don't know. Anyway, in the meantime, I want to get this bike operational without having to keep crossing wires there in the front. So I've had a rummage through my stash and I found that. It's completely different. There's no seat release, obviously. Also the steering lock is part of that as well, so I'll have no seat release and no steering lock. But to get me out the shit temporarily, and by temporary I mean temporary unless it works, then it'll be permanent. I've metered this out, and what we have here is the black and red is when the ignition is on, those two are connected, and these two here, the black and the green, are disconnected. Now when you turn the ignition on, no sorry, let me start again because I'm confusing you. Right, with the ignition turned off, right, the black and red are disconnected and the green with black and white are connected. Now the green with black and white connected grounds out the spark, so it effectively kills the engine. Now when you turn the ignition on, those two roles are reversed. These two, the green with the black and white, become disconnected, therefore enabling the spark, and these two, black and red, connect to enable the ignition to switch on. Okay, I hope I'm not getting too boring for you. This ignition here, I've pinned it out on the meter and it works in exactly the same way. So black and red connect with the ignition on, and those are the kill wires. So what I'm going to do, purely temporary until I can get one of these ignitions, is I'm going to pop that plug off there and I'm going to pop it on there. And then I should be able to screw that through the panel and therefore give me a key operated ignition. The wiring's a mess anyway, so I've got to pull all the paneling off and sort that out, but just for the time being, just for my ease more than anything, that's what I'm going to do. So let me crack on with that, and I'll show you how these work. I've got me inside there. I don't know if you can see the little gap, but if you poke a very thin screwdriver in that gap, release the little catch, and then you should be able to pull these out intact. Anyway, I ain't got a big enough screwdriver, so you have to take my word for it. Right, let me piss about with that and see if we can jerry rig some sort of ignition switch up on this. But again guys, help me out, I need one of them. Where can I get one? Cheers.